Hey, my sugar bears, welcome back to my channel, Bougie AF. It's your host, Nicole. It's where I say stay bougie on them. It's me feeding you feminism for the soul. It's my soul food offering. It's where I apply pressure to issues by being critical and logical. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let's get to the commentary, where I can guarantee you I will be doing too much, because that's just me. And like Sheree said, who's gonna check me, boo?
Hey, my sugar bears, we are back. We got an impromptu story, and that's because I was just on these Instagram streets, and I'm feminism from the soul, and I just there's things that just don't sit right with me as women that sometimes that we do, and I also like to talk about those. And I'm gonna take a lighter approach to this topic because I think in the past I have talked about it, or I've made a comment about it, and I was really, really harsh, but it's just things that I don't quite understand. And let's bring it up. So we're gonna go to Instagram and we're gonna go to the neighborhood talk. Right. So literally just save this story. So it's Tisha Martin Campbell. And the reason why we're talking about this because I was in the comments and I seen the video she did that I'm about to show you is really cute. And I was like, oh, isn't that cute? Whatever. And then I started reading the comments, and that made me think, right? So if you don't know, so let me give you a little bit of backstory. It is said, and let me pull up an article because that's nothing to do. I mean, you guys need it, but I could recall it for you if you need it, but it's whatever. The show Martin. So let me go. Everybody knows Tisha Martin Campbell from, listen, y'all. I can't see it. So, but hold on, let me go. I need to bring it up here. Hold on. Trying to get a picture for that Candace Owens video I just did, but this is Tisha Martin Campbell, and I think I'm gonna pull up an article about her exiting the Martin show. We're trying to find a story that talks about Tisha Campbell and the Martin show and Martin Lawerence. So we have to do that because, like I said, I was on Instagram and looking at this article, and it was the comments. Y'all know the comments. The comments is something else. I promise you, these comments be no joke, but let's get to it. I'm looking for an article. Okay, so this article was posted January 17th, 2020. And what this is going to do, I just want to find out, like, why the show ended and da-da-da-da. All right, so we're going to get back to that. So let's get back over here. So this is the video that, prompted me to want to get on and talk about this a little bit because I have questions. And I hope one day that Tisha Campbell really gets serious and really look at it as though it's something that she probably still needs to address. And, you don't owe people an explanation. But when you levy charges and accusations at people, right, and you leave the public with a whole bunch of questions about their character, I do think it's your job to come back and clear it up, right? So, all right. But I'm sorry, but this video was really cute, but it's the people made me do this. But this video won't be so long. It'll be like 15 minutes. But the people made me do it because of the comments, right? Because I was just looking at it, was like, okay, look at Tisha, okay, look at her doing her thing. Okay, so Tisha showing us she's still here when it comes to Martin. Child, I thought still is STEAL. Okay. All right, so here we go. I mess up on shit too, so I'm not trying to play nobody with nothing. So here we go. Hey. Okay, so listen, I'm a Martin girl. If I had to list like my top 5, like, sitcoms and stuff, Martin would most definitely be in my top 5 of sitcoms, like with no problem. And, with that being said, it was also, I think, one of the earlier times when I started to realize what colorism was, looking at Pam and looking at Gina on the show. And I only say that, both beautiful women, but at the same time, it was most definitely if you were gonna crack on Pam's character and all those comments that like Martin used to hurl at her, she should not been as attractive. And I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but a woman whose character puts a lot of effort in how she looks and how she presents herself, I think that's one thing. There's someone who may not be as, you know, who could have been Pam, but didn't present herself as beautiful as she did, if that makes sense. Like probably not into the hair and nails and stuff like that. Then it would have made sense on like why Martin was so hard on her and her looks and all the other stuff. It would have made sense because she would have been a woman who didn't put a lot of effort into it, right? But it came off a little weird because it was a woman who was actually, I'm sorry, and I don't hate to do this, but she was beautiful as fuck. And, oh shit, my dark skin bias. But she was beautiful as fuck, talented as fuck. Still very talented, still out there doing her thing. But it was always, it seemed a little bit off because there was times he would make fun of her and I'm like, she looks beautiful. And I point this out because as a dark skinned woman and needing that like representation, you know, didn't sit well with me, some of his jokes that he would always do at her. Didn't mean that they weren't funny. Didn't mean I didn't laugh at them. But it was always like, ain't nothing wrong with that girl's hair. Ain't nothing wrong with what she got on. You know what I'm saying? So it was that. And I think what that does, I think it does reinforce light-skinned is better. I think it has contributed to some of that. I'm not going to say it's all of it is due to Martin. But I think when we look back at our history and sitcoms and stuff like that and how we've showed up on TV and stuff like that, then you could see like this is an example of that. But anyway, let's get to what we're here for because this is going to be like 15, 20 minutes long. All right, so seeing this video, I was like, okay, that's cute. Look at Tisha getting her groove back. Done got rid of that shiesty ass nigga, Dwayne Martin. Where Dwayne Martin from? He from Harlem? He a hustling ass nigga. But I think he is from New York though. But that nigga is janky as fuck. All right, so Tisha showing us she's still here. She's still here when it comes to Martin, child. And so here's somebody go, Shanae, you got 24 hours to respond. Oh, that's cute. Someone said, personally, I'm out of touch. I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath just watching. Someone says, stop jumping to conclusions, me. Okay. I thought she didn't like Martin. She sure looked happy dancing to his music. Okay. I was like, ooh. I read that first comment. I was like, oh, they getting spicy. I was like, I listen, the comments are my co-hosts, okay? I ain't got no co-hosts. I ain't got nobody who do this with me, but the comments do all right, okay? So the comments are my co-hosts. So, here goes one person that most people who were skinny around that time got bigger. It's normal, damn. So I guess people are making fun of her gaining weight. So, but we're not even gonna, you know, it is what it is. What else do we have? I'm mad she tied those laces up like corsets. How the hell does somebody notice that? Like, people are crazy. It's the laced up shoes tied super tight, the tongues hanging out for me. Y'all know she's from a different school, y'all. She's from a different era. That's what they do. What else? Gina been eating up Marty Mar's Mama biscuits. People are crazy. If you've seen the show, you know what it is. I'm not going into that. I love her. Oh, yep, we all love Gina. Gina's like, she's like our sister. She's like our, you know what I mean? Somebody you grew up with. So I most definitely feel the love. I'm mad at the pic, but go Gina. Who let her tie them sneakers up like that? Yeah, you can tell who's like East Coast. Like that, because that's East Coast shit. Dwayne Martin fucked up the show. Oops. And see, listen, and I told y'all when I started this video that I was going to keep it light and keep it cute because I had a feeling like I think me and like my co-host here in the comments had the feeling that it was Dwayne Martin because over the years he's proved to be a shiesty ass nigga, and because of how and everything that worked out in their marriage, which they are now divorced, and which she ended up having this long drawn out divorce because he was hiding money, things was in different people's name. He had took like $1 million like allegedly I'm gonna say allegedly, but all this shit is allegedly in case I'm off a little bit because I haven't read into it recently, but he got like $1 million loan for Will Smith. He lied about getting money from them. What else? He was just hiding money basically. He had things in his name and not her name, so it really kind of stretched out the divorce. What else did he did? He was just known to be doing shicey stuff. I think Lisa Ray came out and talked about how he was just not who you thought he was. You would think he was a good friend, and then you would find out about shicey shit he was doing behind her back. He was best friends, really close friends, a homeboy to Lisa Ray. As y'all know, they had that show, All of Us. He was really close friends with her, and she introduced him to her husband, and they became really close friends. And so y'all know what happens when two fuckboys link up. They become a transformer. You get what I'm saying? And they became Optimus Prime fuckboys, and they were out there doing the most. And Lisa Ray blames, if you've seen the, I think it's Unsung, I'm really not sure, on Unsung on TV1, she says, she says, Dwayne Martin took my husband. Like, basically, she introduced him, and, they became a fraternity and fuckboy transformer. All right, so that's why this person's saying Dwayne Martin fucked up the show, because like I said, that's what I believe also, that it was Dwayne Martin. She seems as though she was very impressionable. She gave up a lot of control, for that man. And that's what, a lot of control, gave up a lot for him. For him to be controlled, to feel like he's the man of the house and all that other stuff. And a lot of women do that because some women are groomed, are taught that when it comes to your home and making decisions, yes, the man is the head of the household, but, and this is where it gets tricky in 2021, where women, you also have to go into things being as smart in making sure you're advocating for yourself and protecting yourself, because divorce does happen, right? With that being said, you do want to make sure your name is on things. You do want to make sure business-wise that you are going to be taken care of and that you're involved. You don't let someone just run everything and not ask a question and not know how them books work, right? So I think that's, I think you could, how the divorce happened, you can tell that she just was walked away. I don't even understand. We all seen Waiting to Exhale. Angela Bassett told us, she went through it so we didn't have to. But I'm okay. Let me digress. Get back to my co-host in the comments, right? So, all right. Wait, what's going on? I'm sorry, y'all. Bear with me. This was a mess. I was in Clubhouse listening to that, but we're not on that because we don't do gangster shit. But let's just say it's gangsta out here. Someone said, I thought it was Prometheus. They thought it was the Keely Williams girl from 3LW. She held her breath the entire time. Child, I thought she was gonna pass out. Oh, someone said, ain't nothing but karma for getting my favorite show canceled. So someone blames her for getting the show canceled. And so this is where I'm at with it, right? This is why I decided to do this video, because it was like, comments like that made me remember that, Martin was canceled after 5 seasons. It was on from 92 to 97. The last season, if you go back and you look at it, I don't think Martin and Gina were allowed to be in the same room at the same time, or someone had to be in the room with them when they filmed their scenes. They couldn't film scenes alone, which was weird, because there's always a camera person. So I didn't know why that needed to happen. But she was alleging that he was sexually harassing her and, made work environment was toxic and all that other stuff. And so that ended up causing for the show to end. And so I really wanted to get into what she was alleging against him, because it is important as women, when we allege things against men, that we are consistent with what we're saying that had happened. And with being consistent, and I'm not just saying like you say what happened and you never change your story, but being consistent with follow through with your actions, right? I was also thrown off when it was rumored that they potentially were going to get back together and, was thinking about, doing some type of remake of Martin and stuff like that. I was also apprehensive about that, because it was like, because I couldn't imagine a world where, I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't imagine a world where I alleged that someone sexually harassed me, and I went to the extent of going to the courts. I went to the extent of having my successful #1 sitcom show be canceled, to years later just pop up as if though I'm willing to work with that person again. I think women, and I think everybody in, like, who was invested into that show needs some explanation and need her to sit down and really and tell what happened, because it's not good what happened to his reputation after that and what people thought about him after that. So I don't really appreciate it, because he's like one of my favorite people. Like, he's one of my favorite comedians, and it left a sour taste in my mouth. I'm one of those women, because as a woman, seeing another woman say something happened, I'm going to ride for it. I'm going to be like, okay, what the fuck happened? What he do, girl? You want me to pull up? You want us to pull up? You know, and we pull up. And so what happened? Like, for real this time. Like I said, she was always beautiful. So, you know. Tisha Campbell is now sharing her reaction to her former co-star Lawerence recent comments about her 1997 sexual harassment lawsuit. Campbell, who played Lawrence's on-screen wife Gina on Martin, that ran from 92 to 97, charged Lawerence with repeated and escalating sexual harassment, sexual battery, verbal abuse, and related threats, according to People magazine. The suit was settled out of court. In a recent interview, however, Lawerence told GQ it was a whole lot of bullshit, and just whoever side it was bullshit. He said, adding that the two never spoke about the lawsuit. We don't need to talk about something that just didn't happen. It's why Lawerence walked away from the show, he added. I just decided to end it. People said that I got canceled, but that wasn't the case. I decided to just leave the show, he explained. See, this is why people mad in them comments. My co-host, this is why my co-hosts in the comments are mad. On the talk on Thursday, Campbell said she was surprised by her former co-star's comments. I can't go into much detail about the past because there was confidentiality agreement. So the gag order says no, she began. But what I can say, I was actually kind of shocked. Okay, so Campbell is saying, okay, I can probably find a clip. Because Martin is still saying no. Like, no, that was bullshit. And Tisha Martin Campbell is saying no, there was confidentiality agreements. So, but the thing is, if Martin is speaking on it, then you can speak on it, right? Doesn't that mean that, right? Because literally he broke the confidentiality agreement. But, all right, y'all. So, right. So it seems as like there seems to be like some real like there's some confusion. And I think now that we see that, you see that Martin says it was bullshit. But then you see that Tisha came back and said on the talk Thursday, Campbell said she was surprised by her former co-star's comments. I can't go into much detail about the past, but there was a confidentiality agreement, so the gag order says no, she began. But what I can say is I was actually kind of shocked. Campbell, after contemplating how she should react, she contacted Lawerence herself. He was like, yeah, T, don't read into what it is. There's a lot of people that's trying to bring up the past and trying to make it news today. But T, we're good. I love you and I love your family. Lawerence doubled down on the recent private conversation with a public declaration Thursday on Instagram. He wrote in a caption, regardless of the past or any misrepresentations of it in the press, I have nothing but love for Tisha then and now. We are good and always will be. He ended it using a hashtag Team Marty Marr and hashtag You Go Girl. Campbell replied to the post, writing in a comment, you go boy, my fan for life. On the talk, the actress added that the two have gone to lunch in recent years and spoke about everything. At the end of it, it was nothing but laughter and healing, she continued. Lawerence is now starring in the highly anticipated Bad Boys sequel. Bad Boys for Life is out now. That was actually really good. I liked it. I'll say this after reading this article, that they both aren't doing anything to help the public understand what happened. It seems really confusing. If he made those comments. I hate when people actually make comments and be like, oh, don't let the press do something, because it's like, we literally have your words verbatim, and it probably even on camera somewhere, or the person recorded it. We literally have your words verbatim. So I don't know how the public could be doing anything or the press could be doing anything, but I think you guys really need to say what happened. I think, when you say sexual harassment, sexual assault, and all this stuff, that's pretty direct. That's pretty clear on what you're trying to say. So I don't know. We're unclear about what you guys are clear on, since we are left to think that you sexually harassed her. And if Martin is okay with us thinking that was what he was doing on the set with Tisha, then who are we, basically? But a lot of people in the comments are saying these things because they're confused about like the messaging between them. We're confused. Let's say it's true, because we're going to take the word of a woman. Let's say it's true. I'm just trying to figure out in what world do you go back to working with somebody, and what miscommunication or interpretations of something that could get so far off course, right? So let's say Martin and Gina's filming a scene, and it's a scene where they're like supposed to be in a bed, or it's an intimate type of scene, and you felt like, okay, dude, you're doing too much. Now, I went back and looked and seen that, she got married in 96. The show was between 92 and 97, right? So I'm not surprised by in that last year that, that year or two before, she married Dwayne Martin, that this would have came up. I'm just not not surprised by that. But at the same time, let's just say, role play, we're in the bed and, we're acting out a scene and I do something you don't like. Are you really trying to tell us there was more than one incident that you spoke to him about that he didn't stop? I'm confused. Or you never said nothing directly to him, so there was signals because he may have did something one time and you never spoke up, so he continued to do it because he thought it was okay. Is that what we're talking about? Either way, that should be clear. Like, we should, I'm sorry, and I'm not one who thinks that the public should have an explanation, but I think that is different than it being put out that there was just several times you felt like he did something to you, which would imply that there were several times that he was made aware of his actions and nobody did anything about it, which makes the director, the producers, the studio culpable to hearing about your complaints and not doing anything, than him doing something and never being made aware of it until you were at the place where you're filing a lawsuit. Now, those are two different things, and I think that clarification would have been great. Just me personally. But like I said, I wasn't going to give this too much time. I'm already 10 minutes over my mark. All right, y'all. So tell me what you think. So listen, is it okay that she accused him of sexual harassment? Y'all know how we do here. We're going to keep it posh. We're going to keep it bougie as F. We're going to keep it black as F. And y'all be back now. And I'm out.